Christmas is supposed to be a time of cheer and fellowship, and for a lot of devoted religious people, the birth of Christ. Ideally, it's supposed to bring about positive feelings and create even more positive memories. The lush and beautiful decorations and lights, the food, the gatherings, and most importantly, the music. Music is something that can always trigger a memory, and is like a time machine for most people. On the other side of the coin of Christmas feelings, for some people, Christmas is a reminder of gross consumerism, pressure of impressing, and overplayed songs that feel shallow. Today we're going to be discussing some of the absolute worst and unbearable Christmas songs. Disclaimer, I'm not a Grinch. I really enjoy a lot of Christmas music, and in pursuit of finding some more of it that is good, it has often led me down rabbit holes to Christmas music that isn't so good or good at all. Now, before we get into the actual talk of worst Christmas music, I wanted to say there's one Christmas song that I see pretty much get unanimously panned by critics and music listeners, and that song is Wonderful Christmas Time by Sir Paul McCartney. This is probably amongst the most I've seen a Christmas song get completely ripped apart, besides the charity Christmas singles. And I must say, I am not in agreement with the Wonderful Christmas Time slander. I actually really like Wonderful Christmas Time. I love the blippy synths. It almost sounds mysterious, but cheerful at the same time. It has a simple melody, but I feel like it's interesting to listen to. A lot of people are put off by the synth work in this song, but I actually think that makes it more interesting. So I do think it gets a little too much flack. When it comes to Beatles and Christmas music, you could argue that it's no Happy Xmas War is Over, but I think it still gets the job done. Now onto songs I feel deserve to live in association with the worst Christmas songs. Christina Aguilera, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Taking a stroll through the land of 2000s teen pop and post-Mariah Christmas albums, it's more than easy to dismiss some of the Christmas work they did as just as an extension to the fluff of their brand. Even more so in Christina Aguilera's case, considering it is her third album. Her label bizarrely chose to have a Christmas album be her second English album. On paper, teen pop stars align perfectly with the spirit of Christmas music. What better way to get younger people excited for Christmas? And there's been no shortage of Christmas classics sung by younger acts. And with someone that holds so much vocal power like Christina Aguilera, it seemed like a perfect footing for her to do some Mariah and Celine-like Christmas tunes for her younger audience at that time. But Christina's long-standing issue is that she's never really learned that less is more. In her version of Have Yourself a Very Little Christmas, and throughout her entire My Kind of Christmas album, she's often singing as if she's trying to prove that she can sing, and to show that she has a powerful voice, which leads to many awkward and unwarranted crescendos, belts, and wailing. And what is lost when she does that is the beautiful simplicity in songs like these. It doesn't require a run at the end of every word, or an endless amount of runs. Christina actually starts off the cover very beautifully and soft, and then she just takes it overboard. It's very jarring. We know Christina Aguilera has power in her voice. There's no need for her to try to overcompensate so hard. Barbra Streisand, Jingle Bells. Barbra Streisand is known for her vocal talent and ability to transform songs, and she generally sounds great. Her voice has never been an issue, but her arrangement of Jingle Bells is absolutely dizzying. She does this very fast-paced version that's obviously supposed to be tongue-in-cheek, but it is nauseating to listen to. I feel like it might work better in a live setting with a performance and people moving, but the audio alone is manic.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse.
Hilary Duff, Last Christmas, or Taylor Swift. Hilary Duff's very first album is a Christmas album, and it's pretty bad. There are an endless amount of bad covers of Last Christmas, but out of the ones I've heard from mainstream pop acts, her and Taylor Swift have the worst renditions. Bland production, weak and non-compelling voices, just not good. The same sincerity that George Michael portrayed is not matched. Santa Baby, Michael Buble. Michael Buble has become a very popular Christmas act. His Christmas album is actually one of the best-selling albums of the 21st century. He follows a very simple, classic, easy listening jazz format, and it pretty much works for him. What doesn't work is when he tries to do a spin on a very playful, sexual, and female-driven Santa Baby. The appeal of Eartha Kitt's original Santa Baby is that at its core it's a novelty song, and it's delivered with a good sultry albeit playful vocal. The fun is lost on Michael's version, where he makes it painfully obvious that Santa is no more than a friend to him, even referring to him as Santa Buddy, and even worse, Santa Pally. Yes, Santa Pally. The way he delivers Santa Buddy just drives me up a wall. There was no reason for someone like Michael Bublé to touch this song, especially when it loses its entire appeal in his hands. In fact, I'd go as far to say there was no reason for anyone to touch this song after Eartha Kitt. She completely nails it.
Pally, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot.
Sia, Ho Ho Ho. I appreciate Sia's ambition to not coast on a collection of already established Christmas classics and instead write her own Christmas material for her 2017 album, Every Day is Christmas. However, I'm not really sure if Sia's tone and lack of enunciation is a perfect fit for Christmas music and the essence of Christmas. I've heard more tolerable Christmas music from her than this song. Just to let it be known, Sia has admitted to bending her words to rhyme. I believe it's more of a stylistic choice for her. To add to it, some of her Christmas songs don't really sound like Christmas songs. They sound like normal pop songs. I feel like this is especially true for her song Ho Ho Ho, where they tried to add bells to evoke a Christmas feeling, but really nothing about it screams Christmas. The song has an extremely annoying hook where it just repeats ho ho ho. Sia sounds distant and bored while singing it, almost as if she's being forced to. Even though it's supposed to awaken Christmas cheer, there simply is none.
Ho, 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 bring a friend if you please. Ho, ho, ho.
I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, Gayla Peavy. I generally do not mind Christmas classics sung by younger voices, and I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas is obviously a novelty song. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't find the song in particular very annoying. The entire appeal of the song is just the outlandishness of wanting a hippo for Christmas. It wears off quick. The singer's voice is just kind of annoying, and the production doesn't sound very Christmas-centric. I will say I do appreciate the silly innocence of it, but it's just not a good song. Christmas Tree, Lady Gaga. Christmas Tree has to be one of the weirdest songs from Gaga's canon. The song is a complete mess and makes reference to sex with Gaga singing her Christmas tree is delicious. It also sounds absolutely nothing like a Christmas song, and more like a lot of the electro pop she was doing in the thousands. It uses bits and pieces of other Christmas songs. It's a wacky song, but what I can appreciate about it is it's not boring. It at least tries something different. Nuttin' for Christmas, Billy Pressman. This is a weird Christmas song that I find funny and annoying at the same time. Like the first few moments are laughable, but I can never make it through the entire song. Aside from the extremely annoying child voice, the pronunciation of nothing in the song is kind of funny to me because it almost sounds like the singer is trying so hard to pronounce it in an informal way, and emphasizing it so hard so the audience can notice. It sounds like they're leaning heavy on the southern accent. Thematically, it's a song about a kid talking about all the things he did wrong and why he's getting nothing for Christmas. The kid did some terrible things, broke a bat on someone's head, put a tack in a teacher's chair, and the list goes on and on. It's one of those kitschy novelty Christmas songs that don't hold up well.
One get nothing for Christmas. Mommy and Daddy are mad.
The Chipmunks. Practically any and every Christmas song they've released. I don't see how it could be appealing to anyone over the age of 12. The voice alone is enough to drive people up a wall. I imagine that the ultimate torture would be having to hear Alvin and the Chipmunks on a loop for hours on end. I feel bad for the retail workers who are bombarded with their music. Do They Know It's Christmas? Band-Aid. Possibly the most offensive charity song in history, the song was inspired by the famine in Ethiopia. The songwriter began recruiting acts in hopes to raise money for Ethiopia, and the end product ended up with various legendary acts such as Bono, Phil Collins, George Michael, Sting, and the list goes on and on. What initially comes across as a track with good intentions quickly becomes patronizing and offensive, with lyrics like, "Well tonight, thank God it's them instead of you." This has to be one of the worst lines said in a pop song. Why would you be thanking anyone that a famine is happening to someone else instead of you, instead of just hoping that the famine didn't exist at all? But it gets worse. And there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time. It's like there won't be snow in multiple places throughout the world on Christmas. Why is this being emphasized to Africa as if it's some detrimental loss? Also, I find the mention of the continent of Africa as a whole kind of weird, especially when what inspired this song is one single country in Africa. It's just this Western idea that Africa is some monolith. The greatest gift that they'll get this year is life, where nothing ever grows, no rain nor rivers flow. Do they know it's Christmas time at all? These lyrics are just so bad. Even the title of the song is patronizing. The entire song takes this superiority stance over people that may be less fortunate, but also just spews a ton of ignorance from a terrible mindset. Also, various countries throughout the world celebrate Christmas on different days. So the whole idea of do they know it's Christmas is dumb in itself, because what's Christmas to them is not Christmas to you, and it's celebrated on a different day. The song is extremely tone deaf, and the song itself, with the inclusion of the lyrical content, sucks. It's overproduced and doesn't have a strong melody either. The songwriter Bob Geldof is not a fan of it himself and is quoted saying, "I am responsible for two of the worst songs in history. The other one is We Are the World.